Hello, my name is Eduardo and I am here with another tutorial. This is a very simple tutorial and it is based on this, okay? I uploaded a video some days ago, okay? And this was the result, so it was about a platform game in App Inventor. Well, in case you haven't seen this video, okay, I will just show you this. Okay, basically here we have, okay, a little square that is our main character, okay, and it is moving right and left, okay, over a platform, okay, that is like catching some ice cream. It has some jumping things, okay, just let me explain you here a little bit. Well, as you can see here, the square moves to the right and moves to the left, okay. Well, the idea it was to use the right part of the screen to move to the right, and if you touch the left, okay, you move to the left. And to jump I was using a swipe, okay, or I guess in App Inventor it's the flank, okay. So if you flank going to the right, well, you will get this result, and to the left it was like jumping to that part, okay. So, and then also it was like jumping in a vertical way, like 90 degrees, okay. So it is, I hope I can make it understandable and simple, okay. Well, so let's start with this tutorial. Okay, so let's see if we can have. Well, so this is the screen. For this tutorial I will be using Inkscape. Okay, so as you know, I like to work with Inkscape to design some things and to work with App Inventor. So I recommend you use Inkscape or another software like Illustrator if you prefer, okay. So well, we're going to have here Inkscape, okay, so this is the main screen, okay, and then we're going to go here, okay, but in the tutorial we will be covering different stuff, okay. The first thing is the platform. We are going to create the scenario for our character, okay. So for this, go here and in Inkscape let's create first a rectangle, okay, with 1280 pixels, okay, width, and for the toy is like 720. Yes, so this is like our background. Then we go to layers, so this is like the background, okay, BG. So we can change the color, for example, to something like orange or full, I don't know. What if we use, I guess that's okay. So this is our background, okay. So then check this, you go here, file, then we go to document properties, and it will display this menu. Now pay attention, here you go to this adjust page to content, and then you select your rectangle, and then you just click this button, adjust page, to the selection of the drawing, and then your page, it is this thing, okay. Now we protect this layer, the background, and then we create a new layer. So let's call it like the platform layer. Okay, so in this case we will have our platform, but we can use the other one, okay. For example, you can say here, so check, I go here to copy and then to paste inside. So again, my background here, why? Well, we're going to create the platform. The platform is the ground, okay, where our player will be like moving. So then you have the same, you protected the original background, you have this one selected and just drag it like here. So maybe you can say like this, and then you change the color. Okay, for example, I want something like this. This is going to be a very pink game. Okay, maybe something darker. Now, something like this, or something like this. I guess that's okay. We don't want it too alive. And then, so we have this is the platform layer. Okay, so well, now we have to pass this to App Inventor. Okay, so well, you can protect this layer also and create another one for layer. Oh, sounds good. Layer. Okay, well, then yes, you can hide this. So we're talking about creating this. So now check. When you work with Inkscape, you have to hide everything from the background. Okay, just to export it. You select this guy. You make sure nothing else is like visible. We're going to export it. You select it and then you go here, export map. Okay, and then you are going to select your folder. And let's go here to App Inventor. We have here folder. Let's see, maybe in documents, apps. Oh, I have the previous one. So let's create here in documents a new one. So let's call it tutorial platform. Then we go here. Okay, and maybe you can have a new one that is for sprites, or the images, and then you call it platform, and that's it. Okay, pretty simple, right? Okay, now we have this and it is in App Inventor. Okay, so now what about the color? Remember, so we're not going to export this thing, okay, but we want the color. Okay, so well, you select this one. Okay, then we go here to colors. So you can use I guess you can go to the window, or you just click here twice, double click, and then appears a menu here, and you will have the RGB values. Okay, so we're going to use them. So let's go to App Inventor, and here. So first, let's say that the screen will be like landscape. Okay, if you want to select the animations, well, but it's okay. So landscape, then we can use like center, and then we need to go to drawing and animation, and we draw the canvas. So this is the place to have our sprites. Okay, so let's set them to fill parent and to fill parent. Now we have the main canvas. Okay, so this is like the background in Inkscape. It is this thing. So check the color. We're going to use that. Okay, so first we're going to go here and we are going to use screen canvas. We go first to canvas and then we go to the color, background color. We're going to set the background color, and we're going to use the blocks for screen initialize. So when the app starts, okay, we want to change the background color, and we're going to use those values. So we're going to go here to colors, and we're going to make color. Then we go here, we check the values, 255, 113, 213. and 229. That's it. Okay, so and then so we have this part. Okay, now we need the platform. Okay, so well, I will start like recording in my cell phone to share this on the other side of the screen. So just give me a second. As you can see, we have here the color for our background, and then we need the platform. For the platform, we need to drag sprite. Okay, and then we need to upload. And then, oh, I haven't exported here again. So well, here we go to layers, we hide this guy, and then here with this we're going to export. So I just forgot to hit the export button, and that's it. So we go to App Inventor, and it's here if you check. So we import this little friend, and we are going to rename this sprite, and we go for platform sprite. Okay, well, now we need to place this friend. Okay, so first here you select this, you uploaded your picture, you go to platform, and that's it. So you need to place it now. Well, we're going to do this using some procedures. Okay, so just to let you know, remember that I told you that this is the screen 1280 times 720. Okay, so well, to do that we are going to calculate, okay, the correct placement for this. In this case it's very simple. First we need to resize everything, okay, to fit. I know in this case it's fit for the width, but what about for the height? Okay, so well, to do this we're going to think like this. I have explained this in other tutorials, okay, but I will explain you this again. For example, if you have like talking about the height, okay, is equals to, oops, sorry for the font, let's go for something better. Okay, so let's talk about this. The height, okay, in general, okay, of anything, if we want to calculate this, okay, so it is equal to 720 pixels or whatever. Okay, so we need to calculate, what about if this guy, it is this tall? So how can we know the percentage, okay, of the screen that is using this sprite? Okay, so from this 720 we know that is using just this 194. Well, we are going to do just a little math. Okay, 720, that is the size of the screen, the height of the screen, equals to the 100%. So in this case, if we have our sprite h or height, okay, equals what percentage? Okay, so very simple math. Okay, so we need to do the math for this. Okay, basically we need to get this thing. We are going to use we're going to multiply this times this divided by this, okay, and we will get the percentage, or we just can divide 720, oh sorry, okay, divided, okay, our sprite. In this case, our sprite is like 194. Okay, so you can say 194. So 194 divided by 720, and we will get the percentage. But like, for example, if it's like the 50%, it will be like the 0.5. okay, and we're going to multiply this times the size of the screen in App Inventor. So I know looks a little bit complicated, okay, but we're going to make it. Okay, so let's take this value. We go here and we're going to create the procedures that I told you. First we need to create here to resize, okay, resize and height, or we can use this also for Y position. So I will explain you later. So while you create this, let's zoom this thing. So we have this, so it is equals, okay, and then we need to multiply this. First we are going to create here a little variable that is our height, okay, height or Y position. So we're going to use this value from Inkscape. From Inkscape, just to make things clear. Okay, well, now you have this, and then you need to divide this, okay, times 720 in this case. That is like the height of this screen that we are using in Inkscape. Okay, so now we are going to know the percentage, okay, like 0.50, 0.30, etc. And then we need to multiply this times the canvas height. In that case, it will get the percentage. So here, like the 50% times the height, so it will give us the half of the canvas. Okay, so then, and that is the way we can do this. We do the same for the other one, that is the width. We just rename these things width, and width it will be also for X position, okay, from Inkscape. Resize width. So when we go here with or X position from Inkscape. So now in this case it is not 720, remember, it's like 1280 times the width of the canvas. So these procedures are going to help us, okay, to resize or to position things in the same place we are placing them, for example in Inkscape. Okay, so well, now we're going to resize the platform. So for that we're going to use, but if we use a procedure, so let's call it the initial resizing. So we're going to use one for resizing and one for placing. Okay, so we are going to use here resize. Let's resize first the height, okay, and we call the procedure for the height. So now we need the value from Inkscape. Remember this value, this one. Okay, we go here, we drag the number and then paste it, and that's it. And then for the other, okay, then we know that width it is like it is like fill parent, so we can set it like fill parent. Okay, so we go and you can duplicate this and then you write width, you remove this guy, okay, and then you can set it to the size of the canvas. The width, because remember the width, it is like fill parent, okay, canvas width, and in that case we will have this kind. Now we need to call this after the color. Then we need to refresh the screen. For example, I just like to draw here, and we refresh the screen. So now it looks good, the size, but not the placing. So now we need to place this. So for that we are going to do the same. We are going to call initial placement. So, and we are going to specify the X and the Y position. Okay, well, we go here, sorry, X. Well, as you can see, the X, something that I didn't explain you, is that in App Inventor, this is the position that the things take, okay, so that is like the upper left corner. So here, this is the coordinates, okay, so in this case it's like, if you check, it is in this point, this is the placement of the sprite, okay. So in this case we know that the values for X at the left side, X is equal to 0. So we know that X is equal to 0, okay, and in the upper part we will have like Y it's equals to 0, okay. So when you go here to the bottom part, you will be like Y, it will be like increasing, okay, so it will be like here. For Y, it will be like increasing, and for X, it will increase going to this part, and the opposite goes if you go here. So it will get closer to 0, and if we go up, values are smaller, okay. So the maximum is, in this case for Y, it is 720. This part of the screen for Y, and for X, this part of X. Now I'm taking too much for this, but I want you to understand, okay. I don't just want you to copy code and that thing, okay, and say now what, in this case, well, the maximum thing is 1280, because it will be like increasing the values. Now we need to know the position of this guy. The first thing that we know is that X, it is not necessary, or well, we can set it at 0, okay. But what about the Y? Well, for the Y we need to do something extra. We double click, and when you double click you will see this kind of cross. So you move it and you snap it here, okay, on the upper left corner. Yes, okay, well, you have like the position. Now you go here and you have you have here a tool that it will help you, and you go here to XML editor, you select your thing and check. It will show you the position in Y, okay. So it says that it is not in 0, almost 0, but we are interested in this. Remember that here is 720, well, in this part it is 525 something, okay. So we copy and we go here. So we need to calculate, oh sorry, the alarm. Then we go here for the Y position, okay. So the Y position, it will be in this number that we got from here. That's it. Okay, so what about for the EX? Well, it is not necessary to set it, but you can set it to 0 if you prefer. Okay, so then we go here to, let's do it to make things more organized, because sometimes you don't want to be like to be in 0, 0. Okay, so that's it. Let's use this guy, 0, and we drop it right here. Initial placement after initial resizing. First we want them to resize, and then we want App Inventor to place the things. Again, we're going to refresh, and that is the thing. Now just pay attention to this point that we calculate, it is the ground. Okay, so that point, it is our ground for characters. Okay, so now I guess that's the thing that we have created the first part, that is the platform. Okay, and I show you in this video the procedures to calculate the position, okay, and how to resize things, okay, to pass them from Inkscape, okay, the place where we design, to App Inventor. And that is the idea, the basic idea with this. Okay, so now something important, remember the platform sprite Y, it will be like our ground. Yes, and another concept that is important to remember, it is this position. Remember, objects have this position, okay, based on these points here, the one that you get from the upper left corner, okay, of the object. Now I guess it is time to create our character. Okay, well here we go here again, then we show you again this thing, and we go to layers, and we have the player layer. We lock the platform layer, you can show this, and lock it. Then in the player layer you select it, and we are going to create our character. So as you check in the examples, I created a very nice square, so we are going to do the same. I drag it, so it's not having color because I selected the first one, the original color. So let's go here. Maybe that's time to make something different. So also you can use this, okay, to have a kind of similar color. So as I told you, I don't want something very bright. Well, first let's create. I just draw a square, okay, really simple square, and then I'm going to create just a little face. So let's say that this is white, kind of white. So now here we have it, and we're going to export it. To export it, as I told you, remember, okay, unhide things that are not necessary. Select this one. It is not necessary to select all the things, okay, so like the eyes. So just select the main one, okay, this shape, it will export everything that is over here. So let's use here another thing. This one, and let's make it another one. And let's drag it here. Oh, it looks okay. maybe a little more. Now square looks pretty cool. So let's add another one here. You select your character, but just select this part, okay, square, and then you go to export, player sprite, export, and then we import it into App Inventor. Okay, so we go to designer, and then we drag it here, okay, and then we upload. Drag player, okay, we wait a little bit, we rename this guy and we call it player sprite. Oh, we have player sprite now. We assign this kind of player image, and then you have this cute little monster over there. It looks pretty good. Now we need to resize it. Him, it, her. We go here, and we need to again see our platform. If you want, you can see your this one, your background. Now we need to check the size. So in this case, we know that it's a square. So I recommend when you have square, okay, you can use the frame. We calculate first the first value, for example, this one, okay, the height, and then the other one you just copy it from it. I will explain you how. So you have that. In this case, you copy the value, okay. For example, something that I like to do is to duplicate things. Sometimes I'm a little bit lazy, okay, to look for blocks here, so I duplicate some similar for this sprite. Just duplicate, and then you just change the name player sprite. So the height of the player sprite, it will be the one that we copy and we paste. Control V. Well, you can go here. You have these problems. Okay, and then you have 120. Well, in this case, it was not a perfect square. I am checking this thing. Oh well. Let's say that is 124, and this is 124. Okay, so maybe I need to, sorry, I fixed that. Okay, so let's move these frames a little bit here. Yes. And then we export it again, so don't worry. Export, and then we upload it again. Export, that's it, platform player, I just replace it. Then we need to check this, the position and the size, 124, we can 124, that's it. We upload again because we remember I modified something. It is not like very visible, then we do that. Yes, we want to replace this friend, and then we have the height, okay, but now we need the width. For the width, we are going to do this. So we are going to use this block is not necessary. For the width, we are going to use the same thing that we calculated before because it's a square, remember? So in this case, we need for the height. So same height and width, and that's it. Okay, so now let's see what's happening here. So let's refresh the screen. Oops, doesn't look very good. Well, it's because sometimes you need to do it again. You need to refresh again the screen. And And now let's check why it is having this kind of result. Because I wrote platforms right. That's the bad thing about duplicating, because sometimes you forget things, okay? But let's do it again. So let's come here. And that's it. Our friend looks okay. Now we need to place it. Okay, so to place this guy, we are going to check again. So here, remember that what I told you before. So here, if you touch this 2 times, the square, you place this little cross here, and then you will have the position. Okay, now let's analyze the position of this. So here, its position is here. Okay, so we know that the ground, it is in this value. Okay, the one for this, the platform. So now the value, remember that if you go up, decreases. Okay, so here, if you have, imagine that here we have 500, so the value here, it will be smaller than 500. It will be like maybe 400 something. Okay, so we need to know this place. So to calculate this, if we set the player to the same position of the ground, the player will be like here, and we want it to be here. So to do that, we are going to subtract, okay, from the player position, imagine that is 500, minus the height of the player, so minus the height. Okay, so we will have the player in this position. Okay, so let's do it. So first, let's get the coordinates. We know that we have the ground, so we need to subtract, remember? So subtract the height. In this case, we don't need to calculate the other thing, because we're going to just do this kind of math, okay, for the y position. So let's duplicate this and just call it player sprite, and then we are going to do that. First, we have the platform sprite y. So after the platform y, so let's put it in the first part to avoid confusions. To the player sprite, we need to subtract, as I told you. So we are going to subtract this value from the platform sprite, okay, the y. So we need to go for the y for the platform. And we need to subtract the size of the player sprite. Talking about the width, the height. So we duplicate this one, we go here, and that's it. So just give me a second, because my cell phone went off.